But what I've realized is you can never be financially independent until, as a person, you are independent. Independent in your thinking, independent in your earning, independent in your spending. Pieces of land, I can tell you, people cannot go. Wewe mwenyewe hajui hii shamba iko wapi, but akona title. You know, so we have a lot of dead assets lying everywhere. Why? Because it was sold by our circle and everyone was buying and I bought.
Yes.
You know, when it comes with money, what happens is we always assume the best. Okay? But life has uncertainties.
Exactly.
You see, it's the thing is not that you have money. The thing is, how do I sustain the growth? No, you could earn little, which, you know, by many standards is little. But I've also seen people that are very, very, I want to call it frugal. Not cheap, but frugal. And those people consistently grow. Yes. Because frugality is not a function of how much you're earning. It's a function of self-worth.
Okay. Wow.
When you read this book, you should see yourself. It's like I'm holding a mirror onto you for you to see yourself, you know. And the third thing I talk about is alignment. And I think for me, that's critical. It's how do I align now what I know about myself with the way I'm living my life, you know. So it gives you tools on alignment. And then also, finally, it helps you understand that you can start living your purpose today. So purpose is not something we shall do one time when we grow up.
It's now.
It's now.
Welcome back to part 2 of our conversation with Miss Rhoda. And we continue to unpack more about her successes. From our part 1, we've looked at the false identity she had to live with, what she had to go through to that point of her now transforming into someone who lives fully satisfied with what she has around her and what she wants to achieve. In her book, she clearly states that she's out to inspire, to help other people also grow how she has grown. So we continue to our part 2, which is more of finances. But Miss Rhoda, as we unpack, as we continue with our conversation, you've shared a lot about your transformation from that person, that Rhoda who was bullied, that Rhoda who did not know how to stand for herself, to now the Rhoda who knows what she wants and goes for it. You know, you mentioned that when you're invited to this interview, you came as a person, not looking at who else is there. It is me and what I'm going to offer, which is really a great, great achievement. Now, revisiting because we are set to go into finances, having worked in the financial sector, revisiting our first episode, there is this Gen Z that is looking at you and is wondering. From our previous episode, we had one Salat who said in front of the camera that millennials think that the Gen Zs are dumb. Yes, that is very strong. But surprisingly, somehow I feel that was true. It's a truth. I am a millennial myself. You know, there's a number of times you say hawajui what they are doing. Hawatakiona. But look back at what these people have gone through, what they have been exposed to. Yeah. So looking at that Gen Z, what is your one statement? Not really one statement, but what words would you wish to tell them?
Thank you. I listened to that conversation also.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm sure even us when we were younger, we felt we were not being understood.
Yes.
And the older people truthfully feel like there's a lot the younger people need to learn.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not in malice, but it's to say you don't have the experience that we have.
Yes.
And it didn't start with us also, or our parents or our grandparents.
Yeah.
I remember David also, when he went to Saul and said, I can fight this Goliath man. Why is he insulting us? Why is he insulting the people of God? And Saul says, you cannot confront this man because you're a youth. Actually said, because you're a youth.
Yeah.
And David said, this is what it is I have done. I have been fighting the lions and the bears.
Yes.
I've been looking at my father's sheep, know. And when this lion and the bear comes to attack my sheep, I would fight them. And even if they got hold of the sheep, I would fight and remove the sheep out of the lion's mouth.
Yes.
So he used the experience he'd had. And our youth and our young generation, they have things they know, so that becomes what they're bringing onto the table. And the millennials and the older people and the youth, we must find a way of coexisting and getting the best out of both worlds. Because much as the older generation has the experience, the younger generation has some expertise that we don't have. We don't have. So we can build onto each other. We can build onto, onto the successes, onto the strengths each generation brings along to build a stable community. So yes, the majority of Kenyans are actually the young generation. So we have a large pool of young people with all this energy, which the older people don't have. They have energy. They can work day and night, they can research, they can do all these things that we are not able to do. And they have some skills that they have. And even if they're just young, they have their own experience. So that experience is what they can, they can also build on. It can also give them confidence, because, sometimes they're looking for a job and it needs all this experience, and they wonder, how will we ever get these jobs and we don't have the experience? The little things you did in campus, or you are a student leader in primary school, whatever it is, that small thing is also something that you can build on. It's something that gives you confidence, because confidence is built by doing small things successfully, Then we slowly see, if I can do this, like David says, if I did this, even this I shall do. And I remember in the same story that once now Saul was convinced David is going to do it, he decides to give him his armor. And David is here trying to walk in this armor, but it was too heavy for him. He had never, worn something like that. In the same way, we are trying to dump things onto this Gen Z,
what they don't understand.
And they don't understand. They never lived through our time. So we must, the older generation must trust that they will be able to do it in their own way. Of course, we will stand in the sidelines and support them, but we must believe that they have what it takes to lead this generation to the next level. We have our space, they have their space. We can collaborate. We can collaborate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel that advice is meant for both the adults, parents, for this case, and we're also looking at our leaders, because we play a crucial role in the lives of these young ones. They have shown us that they can do more than we can imagine. So borrowing from Rhoda's advice, let us find ways of coexisting. I look at them in the workplace or outside here, the energy these people have. And this is now, which makes, if that energy is not channeled the right way, tapped into the right way, it bursts. And we have seen the worst that they can do. And I don't know how these people are wired, because once they decide we are pursuing this, there is no control.
They don't have fear. Fear comes as a result of facing so many things in life that you become fearful. And I mean, if you're a driver, the first time you started driving, you'd step on the pedestal without worrying whether it goes to 160. Now, if it goes above 80, you are shaking, because you have seen so many road accidents. You've gotten scared. So I'd like to tell the Gen Z that we see them. We see the potential they have. We see the capacity they have, and we trust them. We shall guide them. We shall walk with them. But we believe that they can do something. They are the majority, so they can lean on to what we've built, and then stand and do much more.
Wow, yeah, and I loved what Lucas said. Lucas was the gentleman in Amaville. He said, this is our country. Let us not burn it. It is our home. So to the Gen Zs, let us not burn our country. Let us do the needful. Thank you so much. Now we cross over to the financial aspect. For 20 years, that must have been quite a lot. And I'm looking at you here and I'm like, Damackline, you need to tap into the wisdom that is going to flow, because I'm one person who is a total mess when it comes to finances. You know, until one time someone told me, you are not the problem, Damackline. It's the money that is not enough. Yeah. So yes, please take us through finances. How can we control finances and not let finances control us?
Thank you. I'd like to start by saying you're not bad with finances. Everyone tells me that. It is my husband who deals with it.
Wow.
You know, I was never good in maths. You know, I was...
It goes back to mathematics.
Exactly. People always imagine there's some sophisticated way of dealing with money. But over the years, I've learned it's as basic as it comes, because money is a tool just like anything else.
A tool.
And a tool is only powerful based on the hands it's in.
Wow.
If you give your 2-year-old a knife, then that's a dangerous tool. You know, but the same knife can be used to cut things and cook. If you give them a matchbox or a lighter, that's a dangerous tool. You know, so, but we use fire all the time.
You scare me.
Exactly. So, so money is a tool. Money is a tool, and it depends on the person. So, you know, I talk to people and everyone is like, okay, so what has the highest interest? What has this? What has this? What has this? But I think at the end of the day, what we all are looking for is financial independence.
Yes.
That I don't want to sit and worry about money all the time.
And borrow.
Exactly. I want to be in charge. I want to, you know, direct where my money is coming from. I don't want to worry about whether I'm fueling or not fueling. Do I take a... You know, we don't want to be in those. We want to be financially independent.
Exactly.
But what I've realized is you can never be financially independent until, as a person, you are independent. Independent in your thinking, independent in your earning, independent in your spending.
Please tell us more.
Because you see, people, I've done this for a long time. And so you talk to someone, and then they'll be like, can I go and think about it? So they don't get it. So the problem is not the money. The problem is you. Because we have a hard mentality when we deal with money. So, and that's why you see most of us have a plot somewhere. Why? Because plots are easily sold. Okay, so everyone understands if I get a job, I'll save in a sacco, get some money in a sacco and buy a plot. Whether it is in the end of the world, at least mimi niko na shamba.
Iko safe.
Iko mahali, I have land, okay? Some pieces of land, I can tell you, people cannot go. Wewe mwenyewe hajui hii shamba iko wapi, but akona title. You know, so we have a lot of dead assets lying everywhere. Why? Because it was sold by our circle and everyone was buying and I bought. That's why I said independent thinking is the first thing, in my opinion, that will help you move into a certain direction. Why? Because money should help to, in one way, make your life better. But there's another way that distracts us, is to compete with other people. So the question we have to ask ourselves all the time, am I using money to make my life better or to be seen to be doing very well?
Now, how do I handle this pressure that comes with, I'm at my workplace, the circle has offered some pieces of land where people are buying. How do I handle that? Because you have spoken of that competition.
Exactly.
Or I've seen a colleague has bought gari.
Yes.
Pia mimi naenda bank kuchukua
loan. Exactly.
Watu wataniona aje.
And that's why I said the first step is independent thinking. Because your circumstance is different from your colleagues' circumstance. So for you, what is important for you at that time?
Wow.
What is important for you at that time? So that, and I said, life is a point of making decisions. Is to say, this is what I am doing, and cut everything else and do this.
Yes.
But what do we do? I like I told you, I have people, so I've sold a money market too, for example. That's the most basic.
Yes.
So money market, I'm like, you don't have an emergency fund. Could you try and save in a money market? Then we save kidogo, imefika 40K, anatoa kesho 39,000. So anasema, unajua sako nilikuwa nimebakisha, kuna plots zinauzwa. So they are now distracted from this agenda.
Yeah.
So now they go into a loan for 4 years. They still don't have an emergency fund. So net, this property, you're not even developing it. Net, you're worse than you were before. Okay? So, but if you had said this, because you see, it's basic. Every time you put money aside, you are buying a future for yourself. So for example, today I'm able to afford a proper plate of meal. Let's say it costs 500 shillings.
Yes.
Okay. So when I save 500 is to say tomorrow I can still be able to afford that plate of food.
Meaning you forgo it now?
No, I am eating. I have eaten today.
Eaten
because you see, at the end of the day, what you're trying to do is to use this tool to improve your lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's either you stay the way you are, but ideally you should be growing. Okay? So because we cannot rely on income, the only thing you can guarantee and say, this one I have, are your savings. So if you're not putting money, income comes and goes. You know, when it comes with money, what happens is we always assume the best. Okay? But life has uncertainties.
Exactly.
You understand? So we always assume, I've been employed, I'm earning 60K. By next year, I shall be 100. In 3 years, I shall be 2. We are able to project that line. Hardly do we project these other things happening. Okay? So I'd never, like you asked me in the first episode, had you projected your restructuring? Of course I hadn't. Had you, projected your house will never be sold? I couldn't. I was dying with it, Have you projected you're going to end up into a divorce? No, you don't. You understand? So these are life situations. And why they cost me a lot of problems is because even if I worked for the bank, I didn't have a proper savings culture. So it's one thing to work for an institution. It's another for you to have the culture that is required. And why? Because I was working for a bank. You have easy accessibility to loans. Why do you need to save? And you can buy everything on loan. You get at 4%. You understand? So you don't learn the basics. Okay, so then again, just to use my example, so now I am let go. Okay, I'm let go, and instead of reducing my loans, I just carry my money, all of it, and I will be going to the bank, pay mortgage, go to the bank. Do you understand? So I never reduced the loan, but you see, I was employed and was given 6 months to pay at staff rate. So when the rates shot up. Wow. Now, when I was paying 70,000, the same loan I was paying 126.
Wow.
You see? So 126, if you pay every month, how long can you pay?
It's draining.
Exactly. It's draining and money quickly goes.
Yeah.
You understand? So you see, it's the thing is not that you have money. The thing is, how do I sustain the growth? You see, one point you could have 10 million. But that's not the important point. The important point is 5 years down the line.
Exactly.
You still have the 10 million.
Wow.
Will it have grown? Because you see, we're not in the business of going up, dipping, going up, dipping. It kills people,
Yes. Now, I get back to the Gen Zs again. There is a Gen Z who is really spending. Ezra is back there. I like mentioning him so much in my episodes because he represents the Gen Zs. Is earning something right now and looking at life itself. He wants to live this good life. He wants to have a nice apartment. He wants to dress well, the fulfillment that comes with. But then that takes his income or sources of income away, that he has either too little or nothing to save.
Agreed.
Now, but he wants to live this good life. When you talk to him about saving, he will tell you sasa hii pesa ni kidogo. Nitaanza kusave ni zikianza kukuja vizuri. You know? So what advice are you having to the Gen Zs again?
I think it's not just for Gen Z.
Yeah.
And it's not just for small money.
Like
I have dealt with people working in organizations earning very good money.
Wow.
But they're heavily debted. They can barely move.
No.
I am telling you.
Okay.
They're living in a good environment, you know, a good neighborhood.
Yeah.
The schools, the children are going to proper schools.
Yes.
But besides that, they have no savings. They have nothing.
Wow.
I'm telling you. So it's not about the numerical value
Yeah.
of what you're earning. Of course, there's very little. There's also very little. You know, you could earn little, which, you know, by many standards is little. But I've also seen people that are very, very, I want to call it frugal. Not cheap, but frugal. And those people consistently grow. Yes. Because frugality is not a function of how much you're earning. It's a function of self-worth.
Okay. Wow.
You understand? Yeah. And that's why I said, until we are independent thinkers, we will struggle with managing money. Okay. Because you can get a windfall and do very well. And you know, and look like you're doing very well. You have a car, you do many things. You go up country, everyone imagines you're doing very well. But can you sustain it? Because we're not talking about being rich, we're talking about building wealth. Building wealth means that you even transfer it to your next generation. Yeah. So it's money that helps you and helps the next generation. And we all have a place to start. You see? And again, why I keep on saying it's a value of self-worth is because if again I am earning too little, because I've realized something else. So someone tells me, I've worked in this organization for 15 years, I have not had a promotion. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing about it?
Okay.
You know,
good question.
Are there conversations that you need to have that you're not having? Because again, income, you must believe I am worth this. You know, so when it's charity, it's charity. But when you're negotiating for a pay, you must believe that I'm worth this amount.
Wow.
You see, so if it has stretched too long, where is the problem? So again, and when I started writing my book, I thought I'll have a chapter on money, actually. But I realized a lot of the problems is not even about money. Because to me, if you have a money market, if you have an index fund that earns, you know, use it as an investment. So you put in money there, it has a mix of shares, it has, you know, it's a properly funded index fund. And you have patience, like give it time, you will do well. You will do well. I'm
looking at someone who is listening. Okay, before that, in short, you're telling us to live below our
I'm telling you,
income,
work
so that
on yourself.
We save.
Work on yourself and make the decisions yourself. Because the person who is important is you. Because any product even sold to you, ultimately you must make a decision.
Yes.
So, you know, we spend a lot of time saying, people will ask me, Rhoda, who is selling the best money market? I'm like, which bank are you in? They have a money market. Buy there. You understand? So let's not spend, because money market is regulated.
Yes.
Okay? So the margins will be very thin between one company and another, because they're all in the same market. You understand? So it's a money market you want. You want to build a fund. You're in KCB. KCB has a money market fund. Go there. Because we spend a lot of time trying to find, you know, fight about the product. So it's really not a product thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing of when I enter, now when I say, okay, so I'm using this money market now for this purpose. I'm raising a deposit to buy a house. So nothing should distract you.
Focus.
So you focus, and that's why I said you're the one directing, because the goals are yours. It is your life. It's your quality of life that you're trying to improve.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So whether Ezra buys a Mercedes, you're looking for a house, you're looking for a down payment. And the higher the down payment you have, the lower the loan you shall take. You understand?
Yeah.
So even if Ezra is buying a Beamer, you never know. Ezra could have even inherited some money.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and also I've realized we are all emotional. I mean, I would enter here in Carrefour and probably just wanted bread and milk, but when I go there, suddenly there'll be something I need. And therefore, that's why we say for investments and savings, just automate it so that it's done automatically. Usigoje wewe ndio unachukua pesa, unatoa kwa bank, ndio unapeleka. You had along the way in the journey of
things come up,
involving yourself, things come up.
And that's why circles are doing very well.
Yes,
because of the check off.
They take it off. They take it off. So I'd like to tell the Gen Z, you can start where you are. You can start where you are and start with small goals that you can easily achieve. So if when you're starting, you just want to raise a deposit to be able to pay 3 months rent because you're moving out of your mother's house. I mean, you know, that is a step.
Yes,
you know, but it
one.
gives you it gives you the culture of putting money aside.
Yeah.
Another thing I've realized is for a long time I took savings as something you do extra. Okay? So it is after I have done everything else that I now save. But now I look at it as rent, as food. As an expense. As an expense. So you look at it as an expense. So if all the other expenses are being paid for,
why shouldn't I
then
pay
I should pay I should pay this.
My savings.
Again, because what I'm saying is, and remember now where I came from to be able to be at this level is to say, I'm now struggling to even pay school fees, you know, and I don't want to change my daughter's schools. I'm struggling. Rent has become a project. I'm struggling with this. So every time I put money aside, I now know I have school fees for next year. I have rent for next year. You see, now it gives me some peace.
Yes.
I'm now not always having high blood pressure when schools are going back. So that, in a sense, gives me confidence to know that I'm moving forward.
Yes.
Someone else will tell you, oh, na unafaa ufikirie kujenga sasa. I'm busy looking at them. I'm like,
that's now again pressure.
Exactly.
Pressure.
I'm like, it's a good idea, but internally, I know, not now. Because sometimes I think we stretch ourselves too far. So you have a chama that is buying property in Kamulu, you have taken a loan there. You have a loan here, you have a loan here. I have clients who earn money. And at the end of the day, they're struggling to pay their house helps. They have taken loans. Exactly.
I thought banks should also advise on your earning vis-a-vis how much can you take as loans.
Ideally, the rule is you cannot take a third rule.
Yes.
The third rule should apply.
Yes.
But you see, sometimes you are going to apply off balance sheet, off pay slips. The chama, you're taking loans outside the pay slips. Who will know? So that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, the person who is important is you.
Exactly.
You're the person who has to make the decision in terms of what you want in your life.
I love that. The way you're answering my questions, it's actually leaving me with assignment to do, you know.
Exactly.
I wanted a direct answer from you.
And that's what most people want. They're like, who has the highest interest? Who has... I'm like...
You throw it back.
Yes, because what do you want?
Yes.
You want interest for what?
It is
because if you put money today and remove it tomorrow, how does that interest help you? You know,
no.
Exactly. You need to put money for a long period of time for you to enjoy interest.
Someone is watching, someone will be watching and is like, what is this money market fund? So in just a paragraph, maybe you're talking to someone who has no idea what is this money, and it is something that everyone today is talking about, but they have no idea. What will you tell them?
Okay, I'd like to go back a bit and just call them collective investment funds. So it's, and I like using the example of a chama, okay?
Yes.
So it's to say, as opposed to me going directly to buy a treasury bill, I'll join other people where they are buying treasury bills.
Yes.
Because what happens with investments, the underlying asset is where you invest in. For example, the money market is the funds you put there are only invested in the money market. So the money market is your treasury bills, is your treasury bonds, is a commercial paper like a borrowing from a corporate or bank deposits. That's all money market is. So you could go directly and buy them yourself, like the way you could have a fixed deposit in your bank. If you are doing a fixed deposit, you're directly investing. If you go to the government and buy a bond, you're directly investing. But you could now say, I want to invest in a fund, because what the funds do, they give you accessibility. So for example, if you buy a 91 treasury bill, you have to wait for the 91 days or sell it in the secondary market. But now when you join with other people, you can all you're doing is to put in your money and interest. Then professionals decide where to invest the money.
Okay.
And that's why I was saying, if you invest in good collective investment schemes, you don't even need to worry how the shares are doing, how the bonds are doing. It's like you have employed professionals to be the ones making those decisions for you. Okay. All you want at the end of the day is an interest. Okay?
Yes.
So that a money market now invests in those in the money market industry sector.
Wow.
The bonds, you have other funds, collective investment funds, that only invest in bonds. So for that purpose, they'll have a higher interest rate than the money market, because pure bonds have a higher interest rate. Okay? You could have investment fund, collective investment schemes that invest in shares. Like Mansa X has shares, has gold, has commodities. So they put in several assets together. So instead of you wondering, is gold up or down? Is the sugar up or down? So they have done that. They do the research for you. All you do is bring your money and earn an interest.
Wow.
You see, so collective investment schemes become an easier way for people to invest who don't have a lot of time and expertise to analyze all the assets. So you just ask, okay, so what is this fund investing in? Once you understand where it's investing in, you're like, okay, the bonds. Okay, fine. I'm okay with the bond. What's the rate? Okay, that's it. You continue investing. So you see, you can have a money market, you can have a bond fund, you can have an investment in an index fund, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, this one is for this one is for this, and no one can tell you what you want to use it for. So your questions will be, okay, so where are you investing this money? Who is the regulator? They tell you authority. Then you know your money is safe. Yeah. So how often can I get my money? And what's the interest rate?
That was my next
question. Is there a management fee? So you now know the questions to ask, okay? So those 5 questions are enough for you to know what purpose will I use this account for. So if they tell you the interest is this, you're like, okay, that's fair. How often can I access? Some will tell you lock for 6 years, 6 months. Some will tell you lock for a year. Some will tell you lock for 2 years. Okay. Some will tell you money market is easy. In 48 hours, 24 hours most, you can get your money.
Wow.
So you see, there are many companies will come up with many products. And that's why no one can sit down to teach you products. So we have to equip ourselves and to believe. And that's why I told you the first time when you told me you're not good with money.
Yes.
I'm like, please, let's bring that one down, because you're the one who will be making decisions about money.
Yeah.
So people will come and talk to you. You listen. You just ask 5 questions. When I want my money, how often can I get it?
Yes.
Who is the regulator?
Wow.
Okay. What's the interest rate? You know? So basic questions. What are the underlying assets you're investing this money?
Yes.
If you have those answers. So at least 5 questions, and you can make up your mind.
Yeah.
And if the company is reputable, so you know established companies that are reputable, you work with them.
Meaning you need to do the
due diligence.
Yes,
the
before
due diligence.
You take the decision, so that you don't blame someone.
Exactly.
Wow, well
and that's why you say, don't make it complicated. If you don't understand, don't invest. Don't say I was told by so and so. If you don't get it, don't invest.
Wow.
You know. So, and always I tell people, always look for a financial advisor with the heart of a teacher, that they are willing to teach you before they sell to you.
They're patient enough.
They are patient enough to answer your questions.
Yes.
They are patient enough to explain what is happening in the market.
Yes.
You know, they are allowing you time to think. They're not putting pressure on you. They are allowing you to, helping you to align your goals with a particular product so that you fully understand this one is best suited for this, so that you're not putting your money in a wrong vehicle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well explained. Thank you so much. Again, time is not really on our side. But before we conclude, we have to say something about this book, Rewired for Purpose.
Yes.
And there is a lot. I've read it actually. I've gone through it twice. I'm yet to go through it the third time because I need to really get each and every information. Now, Miss Rhoda, just a few maybe words, statements, how you want to deliver your message on this platform to your viewers so that we encourage them to go buy this book. Where can they get them? What is that one thing that would really tell them that they will benefit? I know there is a lot to benefit from this, but that one thing that you feel, man, everyone needs to read this book. Yeah, so the camera is yours.
Thank you.
Yes.
This book will help you see yourself. I've used myself as an illustration of how I've walked the journey on identity, how I came to really understand who I am, and then also shed light on awareness. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my blind spots? What don't I know about myself? So using myself as an illustration, but to act as a mirror. When you read this book, you should see yourself. It's like I'm holding a mirror onto you for you to see yourself, And the third thing I talk about is alignment. And I think for me, that's critical. It's how do I align now what I know about myself with the way I'm living my life, So it gives you tools on alignment. And then also, finally, it helps you understand that you can start living your purpose today. So purpose is not something we shall do one time when we grow up.
It's now.
It's now. Because purpose, I call purpose a path. So it's not a one-time destination. It's a path. So I'm walking a path. So today I'm at a certain point in that path. So how can I best live today? And I usually say for us to be fulfilled in life, there are 3 elements. We must be connected. So connected to ourselves, connected to God. Again, He's our source. He's the reason we are here. So connecting to God. And then now from that connection of God and myself, I now connect with other people. So I can now authentically show up with people, knowing who I am, and now also understanding that they are also on a journey, understanding that they are also human, understanding that they also have a purpose. They have their strengths, So understanding, and then that's why I said we can all coexist together. The second one is we must be creating something.
I feel like taking notes.
So we are connected. So every day I have an opportunity to connect with my friends, an opportunity to connect with my daughter, an opportunity to connect with my, family, So what am I doing to ensure that I'm always connected? So that's one part of purpose. The other part is creating. What am I creating? I mean, God breathed in us and created us in His own image. The biggest sign we have of God is creativity. What are you creating on a day-to-day? Damackline, I like you creating a podcast. You're creating change. You are changing lives. You're inspiring people. That's creation. What else can we create? I mean, this building that we are in was in someone's head once. Even this light, even the design, it was just in someone's mind once. And they created it, So creation is an important thing of us. If you're not creating something, we'll never be fulfilled. We always feel like there's something missing. If you remember in the first episode, I kept on telling you, I was wondering, what will I do tomorrow? Because I didn't have anything I was doing that was creative, And the third thing is community. How can I reach out because of what I've learned and what I've experienced? How can I now also touch someone's life? And you can touch someone's life by giving money, by giving your time, by giving your expertise, by giving your
Sharing.
knowledge. You know, we all have something we can
To
give.
share.
So you see, we all can live purpose on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
You know, because we are constantly living all those through 3 elements.
Yeah.
You may not have a balance all the time, but at least if you're aligned, so you know, today I am more on this side, but at the end of the day, because alignment, we feel it internally. Other people may look at us and feel like we are doing well, but we know when we are out of alignment, you know. So it's to look at our lives and ask ourselves, where am I losing alignment? And a lot of the time is it with ourselves. We are listening to everyone else, but not creating good time to listen to ourselves because our emotions are justified. So when I'm excited, why am I excited? What's happening? When I'm sad, what does this mean? Because there are things that happen and you pick a certain vibe, but you don't give it enough time.
Yeah.
You know, so it's to be more attentive to ourselves, connect with God, and connect with other people. You know?
Wow.
So the book is available through Nuria.
Yes.
Shortly, we are going to have it on Amazon in the Kindle.
Wow.
Yes. Very, very soon in the coming weeks.
Yes.
And you can also buy directly from me for an autographed copy.
Are you allowing us to put your number?
Yes, I'll give my contacts.
All right.
Yes, I'll give my contacts. So that they can
actually call you directly.
Yes, I'll give my contacts. I'll give my email. Then we can have a conversation.
That would be lovely.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
She's just anaguzia juju. Grab this book. Get to know who Rhoda is. She actually mentioned, is it a quarter of who you are and your life and what you had to go through? Please grab this book and read it, reread it. Get to learn a lot from this book and learn a lot in your life that you do not need, and then relearn again. So I really recommend this book. It's one thing that it is very valuable English so that they can get to know more about. Is it the only book you've written, Ama? You have more?
This is the first one.
Oh, this is the first one.
We are developing a program that supports the book. So it has some money elements. And also because it's a lot of working on yourself to be able to build a legacy for your life.
I feel you should at some point write something on money, just money.
That's what I had written about. I'm telling you, it was the biggest topic. But in this book,
you diverted into?
No. The editors told me, Rhoda, this book is about purpose. We need to do just purpose. And I'm happy I did. And like I told you, when you're in purpose, you realize that sometimes you can get in your own way. You know, so for a long time, I thought all I could write was about money. But now I realize the underlying things are what affects how you use money more. So this becomes like the number one book you need before I can talk to you about money. Anyone I meet, I'm like, read this first. Because even certain decisions, for example, when I look at myself and my house being auctioned, I should have made better decisions. Had I been more strong on myself, had I been, willing to have difficult conversations, I probably would have saved myself a lot of the agony. So sometimes we see like we have a money problem, but the bigger problem we have is within ourselves. So we need to do the inner work as we go outside.
Lovely. Wow. Looking forward to hosting you again and again so that you can share more in different aspects. You're a parent. There is the finances aspect, like tutamua tu kama leo ni money market, kuja tufundishe, enlighten us on that. Is there something I'm forgetting that you really feel like I really need to share?
Not exactly, but I'd like to thank everyone.
Yes.
And if someone is feeling stuck or you're struggling, I feel compassion for you. I know that situation where you get very desperate. You're wondering, does this mean my life is over? It cannot be. It is not over. You still can move ahead. You still can go ahead. There's still much more ahead for your life. So stick on. Listen to yourself and listen to God. create that moment to, you know, people say, hide yourself a bit. And I think it's important for some periods that you listen to yourself and move forward. We all have gone through challenges of different, you know, magnitudes. And I feel compassion. Sometimes some are bigger than others. But God is faithful. I remember the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And when the king decided to throw them into the fire, God had power to stop them from going through the fire.
Wow.
But he allowed it because he knew he was going to go into the fire with them. So even in your situation, God is right there with you.
Wow.
And he shall make sure that this does not consume you. It shall make you stronger. It shall make you more compassionate. It shall help you and give you strength to reach out and support other people. Thank you very much. We see you, we value you, and we love you. May God bless you.
Wow, what a beautiful way to end that, especially with the God aspect. I love it so much. Thank you so much for coming, honoring our invitation finally.
Thank you. Thank you.
You came, and not because we are you even came voluntarily. We are not paying you anything, and you are here with us. You've shared your wisdom, your words of wisdom. I believe if I feel this way, then our viewers will also feel that way. And the other thing I love about our platform is we are going to keep this message. So someone passing by our platform next year, they'll be able to get what you shared today, for them also to still help them. I really feel honored. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, asanteni sana for always being with us. We love you. We appreciate you. We have actually grown in a span of 1 month, and we are heading to 400 subscribers. Thank you so much. Keep on sharing our messages and content. It's about inspiring. It's about motivating. It's about, you know, setbacks, looking at setbacks as setups for greater beginnings. We love you, and we wish to stop our conversation there. See you and take care, and always remember God in everything. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.